Hey y'all, hey! What's up? Hey y'all, welcome. Your girl is back. Okay, there's a gnat in my house or a fly. So, let's just jump right into the video. I hope everybody's been doing good. Let's get started. Of course, what am I drinking? So, happy Sunday. So, I'm hanging out here at home, y'all. I'm still in my pajama. I love this little Walmart moo-moo. It is great, or nightgown, or whatever you want to call it. I love it. I'm in it. So, while I'm doing this at home, I've already had my brunch-style breakfast, which, you know, consisted of some fruit, I had some salmon with salmon with cream cheese, y'all. It's a thing for me. And a bagel, and half a bagel. And now we're gonna just finish off my brunch day with a little bit of mimosa here. So I got this Prosecco, that's right. Got this at Walmart on clearance. I've been in that clearance at Walmart. A little water in the glass. So, boom. And I got me some orange juice here, my little carafe. And not too much. It's probably too much orange juice, but it's fine. And it's really good. Ooh, it's really good. And that is, okay, this is Francis Coppola Prosecco. That one is really good. And it's on clearance now, so I don't know if Walmart's gonna be clearing it, but I pick it up. When I come across stuff on clearance that I just know I'm a fan of, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab it. And that bottle is, I believe, it don't matter. Go get you one. It's at least a 30% savings. So, I went to Lowe's today. We've all done this. You go in knowing you just wanted to pick up your sphagnum moss so that you can go ahead and make a moss pole, because one of your friends decided they wanted to just surprise you with a cute little plant. Oh shit, let me go get the plant. So here's the plant my friend Fran brought me. Fran Riscas. Probably said that wrong. And y'all ain't got my glasses on. But this is a Philodendron syndactys. And I'll be honest, I don't know the difference between a Philodendron syndactys and the pothos kind of silver something. I've had them both, but I love this. And I've been actually looking for this plant. I'm gonna place this on a moss pole today. The reason why I need to go get some more sphagnum moss. So this is the only brand that I saw in Lowe's. And I didn't ask, so they may have more. I was just like, okay, $5 for each. So I just grabbed two. And so I managed to pick that up. And so this sucker is gonna be going on a moss pole, hopefully in this video, we'll see. And then I also picked up a couple of these are orchid containers. I think that's what they're calling them. Oh no, they just call them planters. I picked these two up because I'm really into pond this a lot. And although these holes may be too big, a coffee filter will take care of that. I'm running out of planters and I don't want to keep buying them because they're kind of pricey. And they're only giving me the 4-inch kind. I would get those, but I did find some on Amazon that I think went up to 7-inch pots that were like $5. I can't remember the price, but I'll link it in the video because I believe it's in my cart. It's in my cart, but it wouldn't have gotten in here in time for me to do this video. And when I saw these there, they were like $4 for each one. And they had come with all these holes in it. They're really hard plastics. They're probably acrylic. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna grab two. And the reason why I decided to grab two is because, let's get this stuff out the way. You know, I also bought some plants. I did. I went in looking, but I wasn't gonna buy anything. And the only reason why I went looking is because the checkout line was long and I didn't want to stand in it. So I was like, well, I'll just go look at some plants and come back and see when it's shortened. So, this was $15.98. I would refer to it as $16 for this plant. I have had this plant in the past and I have managed to allow it to go on to its next life peacefully. I have bought this for the sole purpose of putting it in the pond. So this is a pretty big container. I think this is at least a 7-inch. It says 1.2 quarts. I don't know what that translates to but I would say it's probably like a 7-inch pot that is in. And yeah, so I wanted to try my hand at the Maranta again. And this time I wanted to put it in pond. I will separate these because I've separated the last plant that I placed in the pond, which I'm gonna give you guys an update on that one because, you know, it's kind of sad, but I'm gonna give you an update on that plant. That was in my last video. I'm gonna give you an update on that one. But so yeah, I went and I picked up a Maranta. The other plant, that name I can't pronounce. I want to be like, it always reminds me of, what was that show? Schmidt's Creek, which sounds like Schitt's Creek. But I can't pronounce the name of the plant, but I got it, and I went ahead and put it in pond. And if you just look at this cutaway. So over here we have this really beautiful, very successful plant in pond. Then that exact same plant that I split in half, this side, yeah. I have already pulled off several leaves that have fallen off. Now see, the reason why I ended up, in the video, you saw me, I had it just in one pond container and was fine. But then I noticed that one side of the plant was doing terrible and the other side wasn't. So I was concerned with root rot, and I thought a division would just in each individual pot. And I went through and I pulled off as many of the roots that were all the bad roots that had, because when you transition into a substrate from soil, you're supposed to give them a chance for your plant to grow and for them to grow water roots. Well, I knew that wasn't going to happen, but I was like, you know, I'm just going to try this and see how well this plant does and just really keep a close eye on it. Well, I was expecting to lose some leaves, but so that plant is just not doing well. I'm going to go ahead later on today and just remove the rest of the leaves, but I think I'm going to keep it in pond and I think I'm going to do a little research, see if that can still propagate from being in the roots. And if it can, if nothing else, I may transfer it to something smaller. But yeah, I thought that was kind of sad that one half of it did really well. It's doing really well and the other one isn't. And you would probably say it's lighting where you have it in your house. But I had them in the same spot to begin with. And so it could be lighting. I don't know. But yep. That's where we are with that plant. Now plants die. When you in this plant gig for a while, you know plants gonna die. You just gotta be willing, how much money are you willing to spend? I try not to go over $16 on a plant. That's just me, unless it's something I really, really want, like there's a wish list plant. But other than that, I don't go over $16. So next up is this little beauty that I also found at Lowe's today. And I didn't know what this was. And then I read the tag and it said white butterfly arrowhead. And I was like, arrowhead? I was like, is this a Syngonium? And I looked at the leaves and they're very tiny little, oh, this is probably the best one, little arrowhead. So this is a Syngonium. And it is, I've never had this plant before. And it looks like, looking into it, that there are 3 plants inside the pot, And this one is going into pond as well. It's going straight into pond today. I'm gonna rinse off the leaves of it, and hopefully I'll come back on camera and show you guys this. But if anything, nothing else, you do get this. It's because I've been making these really long videos, and I could just break them into two. But I just thought it was so beautiful, and it was the only one I saw, and to be honest, it hadn't made it on the shelf yet. It looked like an employee was unboxing, and then they set the plants on one of, you know, those flatbed carts that Lowe's have, and they were just sitting there, and it's obvious. And then there was some boxes. It was obviously the person was coming back. The shelf had been cleared off, like, so the person was probably on a break or went and grabbed something and was like coming back. Well, oh well, I didn't wait for him. I was like, it's like, it's going on the shelf. That's where this is going to end up. So it's Sunday here. So, you know, if you're living in the South Carolina area, the Charleston, South Carolina area, or go and you want to see if you can find this plant, I'm going to try to get this up, but even it's Sunday. So this plant will probably be there tomorrow too. I'm going to upload this video today. So happy hunting, because I've never seen this in Lowe's before. Never. And I wasn't going to ask. So there. So that is the plant haul. And that's everything I got from Lowe's today. And that's what this video is supposed to be out. This video is supposed to be about a about placing this plant onto a moss pole. And the moss pole, I've done some research. And when I say research, y'all, I've Googled and of course ended up watching a bunch of YouTube videos and the benefits to a moss pole. And I really like to try this stuff out on plants that I know are either sturdy or plants that I've lost in the past that have died. And I'm just like, well, you know, just go ahead and give it a try. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I tried putting these plants on Opothos mines on a moss pole. I videotaped it. I have over an hour of footage of me doing this moss pole. Making it was easy. Attaching my plants, that's where it became tricky. And I was gonna just edit it up, y'all. I was editing it, chopping it up, getting ready to give it to y'all so y'all could have it for the weekend. And as I just watched that whole video through, and I said, girl, you look like a goddamn fool. You look like a damn fool. Go on and delete this. That stuff was more embarrassing than funny, because I'm one to laugh at myself, but I was like, girl, what are you doing here? What? So no, y'all ain't gonna get this. You might get some little clips here. Oh, wow. Hold on. What the? Nope, that's not gonna work for this one because it was all tangled up. It's cut. It's cut. So clips here and there, like here's a little clip of me actually saying this is an epic fail. Yeah, because that was just truth. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I went back and I went and watched some videos. There are really two people with moss poles that really give you detail onto moss poles. Two YouTubers that I've come across, because that's their thing. That's their whole thing. And I know a lot of people say, well, it's easy. Well, it wasn't easy for me, and I almost made a complete idiot of myself with just giving y'all something. It was a complete fail, and that's what the video would have been named, a complete fail. So, but after going back and watching those videos, I feel really confident. So, what I'm gonna do first is, step one is making the moss pole. Okay, step one, gather your supplies. Got my sphagnum moss here. And then you're gonna need sphagnum moss. You're gonna need your plastic mesh. And you're going to use something to tie the mesh up with. I'm using this flexible tie. I do have zip ties, but of course, I don't know where they are right now. I don't know why they're not with the rest of my supplies, but I digress. And you need something to cut it all up with. So What I like to, what I'm gonna do is not like to do, like I've done this before. I've done it one time before and it was a mess, but it did help to take, where is my leftover sphagnum moss? Because I did have leftovers. So I like to just take this, put it in a bowl of water right next to me, and let it soak. That bothered me. Leftover sphagnum moss. Zip ties. You can use zip ties. I was going to use this flex tie to do the same. Okay. Then this mesh. My mesh is probably about over 4 feet long. Just cut the amount you want out. I picked mine up at Amazon. I did find some at other websites like Tubi and Walmart. It was, for me, it just became what was going to get to me faster. Lowe's actually has chicken wire there. I just thought it was too pricey. And it was actual. But I say, you know, get what you can to make it work. And I did not cut that in a straight line. Oh, can't really tell. Then, let's turn you down so you can see me. Back you up and turn you down. There we go. Turn my fan on here. Okay. Then just go ahead and fill this up. So I got the wet moss. And you determine how thin you want it. You can have it very thin to start off with, which in my case, because I think I will start it off thin as well. So I'm gonna end up cutting some more of it off. But I do want a good amount. Or we can just go ahead and just fill it up. You want to pick an end where you do not want any more moss to touch that, because there you're going to use soil or your substrate. Okay, so I decided to make mine a little bit thicker. I like to close it up now, and I'm gonna end up cutting off more. That's okay though. I'll find something to do with the rest of it. All right. And now you're gonna take your zip ties. And you're just gonna start zipping away. Bring it in closer so you can see it. And this is really easy. Take a zip tie. And you're just gonna do it all the way down. Okay, now I'm just cutting off these last 3 here. And now I have my moss pole. The bottom part doesn't have any moss in it because whatever the soil or substrate that we're gonna put in, it has to connect with that. So, and if it is too long, I could just chop it off. But there we go, there is our moss pole. Our next step, go ahead and put that down. Moss pole is all made up. We'll grab it here in a second. Next, you want to get your plant. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, that soil is hard. I wasn't expecting it to be hard, but that's okay. That actually works for me because I was debating on whether or not to put this in in pond, and now that I see what I'm working with here, I think pond is going to be great for this. So, because this is, oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so what I want here is I want my stems. So 1, 2, 3. Oh. So I'm very happy that this plant is really, really young. It doesn't really have a lot of established roots because it's just gonna make such an easy transition into pond. And I did I broke that. No, that looks like that's the cutting too. All right, so some of these I am gonna think like these little baby ones here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put them back in the soil that they came from. And it looks like I broke off a root off of one. And we're gonna do that real quick. Okay, so I've changed my mind. I have here a little fruit bowl container from a local grocery store that we had just some melons in them. And I have rinsed it out. I have the lid, I have the dome. I have extra sphagnum moss. So I'm going to take this sphagnum moss. I'm gonna take this orchid moss, sphagnum moss, gonna wet it up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these little baby ones that aren't ready yet. They can still grow some stronger roots. And I'm just gonna put it in here. And that way, cause I could leave it in the soil, y'all. And unless I put something over it, I am really gonna forget to water this plant because all of there's probably like maybe 5 plants inside my home that requires me to remember to water them because everything else is in pond, and all the soil plants are outside, and I forget to water those all the time. Like I had to remind myself to go down. I saw my I have a Santa Vera downstairs, and I saw it and I was like, dang, when's the last time I watered you? So, and even my plants outside, I need to go ahead and water them. It did rain a little bit last night, but I don't think it got the back side of it. So what I'm gonna do is, since they have these little tiny roots, I'm just gonna place it in the sphagnum moss. And this one just has a little knob on it, so I'm gonna just place that in there too. I thought I had some more. And I'm gonna put this in. Oh, I'm not even on camera. Jeez. That's better. Sorry about that. And I'm going to wet that sphagnum moss a little bit. Okay, yep. So, and then I'm gonna just, because it came with this own little, let's turn that slowly. And now look, I can get this lamp. Now I know it looks like it's in a salad bowl, but you know what? I can forget about this. I can place this in a nice warm area and forget about it now. I come across it, it's September, heading into the end of September. I catch you in November, and it'll have plenty of roots, and and I just know I'm gonna forget about it. So let me make sure it's sealed up in there. Yep, but I'll come back and get it in about 4 to 6 weeks and it'll be fine. And now I have a new container. So that's what I decided to do there. Just gonna clean off this soil. And my little trash can here. Okay, so that brings up next what we have left. That has, and so these are the cuttings, and they have decent sized roots on them. And this, I think they're just gonna do perfect, because what you're gonna do next is with your sphagnum, with your moss pole here, is you're gonna gather up your cuttings. Just bring it down. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Let me get this out the way. Bring in my mimosa. And bringing in my tape, which I didn't mention that earlier. You're gonna need some type of tape to hold this in until the root system establishes itself. So get you some plant tape. Okay, so now I want the cuttings, I'm gonna place them lying on top of it, but you want all your roots to face one direction, because this is the end that's going to be placed in the substrate, and I probably will have to trim a little bit of it down. This one, that may be more problematic. Let's see. Okay. Because it's so tiny, I don't know if I'll be able to keep that one there. I don't know. But the rest of them, I'm really excited. I'm just gonna lay them right on top. Try to get as many of the knobs. If you have knobs, this really doesn't. You just wanna have those knobs try to face towards the sphagnum moss. And I could actually do this all the way around. Hopefully you can see this. But that was the objective, just to get those laying down. And this one may be a little bit too tiny for me, so I'm gonna place that one aside. Okay. Then we're gonna take our tape here. Try to make sure I'm in frame. Come down a little bit more. I promise you're okay, Pepper, I promise. And I'm just gonna take this tape, which is probably too short, and above the roots, I'm nowhere near the roots. Just gonna wrap it around the plants, maneuvering wherever I go. And that's my dog Pepper in the back, and she's about to get my attention. You okay, Pepper? And here she comes. Here she comes. What's wrong? You do? What is it? Okay. My dogs have to go potty. Yeah, okay, so I'm back. I love my dogs. I am one well-trained human for them. So, okay, but this is the objective. You want to get the roots pointing down. I do have a longer vine here, so I went ahead and I placed the vine to encourage it to grow upwards, and hopefully the nodes will reach into the sphagnum moss. So there we have it. Now, because this is the container I'm going to be using, it fits in here nicely. I'm gonna prop it up against the side. And I do have the vines going all the way, almost all the way around. So I'm gonna put pond all the way around. So place that here. Now this container, as you can see, it has plenty of holes. It has plenty of big holes. So these holes are really too big for pond, but they would be great for Leica. And okay, I tried it. I should have known that it wasn't going to work, but I tried to be persistent. And just because I have not had a lot of success with Leica. But that's what I got. We got this on the moss pole. I could just go ahead and soil it up, but then what was the purpose of me buying this? So, I'm gonna tilt you down again. And this time, with my Leica balls that I have left over from other plants, I'm gonna do this again. So down you go. There you go. And now, because I'm using this, I'm also going to have to add some type of nutrients to this. So, I have to figure that out. I'm just going to move this over just a little bit. And then I'm going to, this one leaf I see, this stem here. I need to tape it up or put it in the tape. We'll do that in a second. So, but all the roots are down. And now we're just gonna backfill it. The one thing that sucks about this is that this Leica is not fully moist because I wasn't planning on using it. And also another thing is I might run out. I have an idea if I run out, because I don't think I have any more. No, this is it. Okay. And that is not enough. That is nowhere near enough. So, I have an idea. Okay. So, of course, I do not have enough Leica to do this. But I'm not giving up on it. So what I do have is some river rocks, and I'm gonna use these as to raise up my foundation a little bit. So, but I don't want the roots are gonna be hitting it. So I'm gonna add a little bit like in that. And now we're gonna see if I have enough. So here we, you ain't even on camera this time. So here I go, backfilling it. And I think it's gonna work. This is definitely has been some serious trial and error. What is it? And I could probably use a few more to top it off. Okay. There's one there. All right, I'm gonna have to go and, oh, they're popping out of the sides. The ones that aren't quite, they're just quite small enough. Okay. Here it is. Back up so you can see it. Here it is. I do have this one vine here that I need to get up. I'm gonna put another piece of tape around there where I see that there's just some little gaps between the nobs and the sphagnum moss, and I want them to be just rubbed up against it because I have terrible luck with Leica and alocasias, and I'm just afraid that that terrible luck may also extend to philodendrons, but you know, I'm gonna try it and we're gonna see. So, okay. So, I also have a vessel that I can put this in. I picked this container up a while ago from, I mean, when I say a while ago, maybe a couple of years ago from Goodwill, but it's originally from TJ Maxx because that's what it says at the bottom of it, but had a pretty decent deal on it. I don't remember, but it was under $3 if I got it. So this is gonna sit in here, and it's actually perfect. It doesn't sit all the way down, which I don't want it to, because I want to be able to rise it up evenly to check the water that I'm about to go put in here now. And we are done with this video. I'll see you next time for more. Planting mistakes. All right, bye y'all.